Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Kareem Matthias, and this is the Camo Framework. So, this originally started from me wanting to learn more about AI and how to use it. And that discovery went in a few stages where I used ChatGPT and it blew my mind. I thought, oh my gosh, this is like Google, but you can talk to it just like another person. And then there were more tools that blossomed. There's Claude and Gemini and such, and it just goes on and on. So first I thought, well, I got to teach people how to use this because it's such a revolutionary tool and idea. But I found because there's a new tool every day, teaching how to use a specific tool isn't as useful as how to have the skills to use a tool. There's a famous quote from Jeff Bezos where, and this is a paraphrase, but if you're in the midst of innovation, try to focus on what stays the same. And so I really like to focus on teaching key skills that'll be evergreen, that'll stay the same no matter what AI tool or new technology emerges. With that said, let's dive into it. So we're going to talk more about what the KMO framework is. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what LLMs are and AI tools, just showcasing the tools that I use and what tools are out there. I'll explain more what design, build, deploy is from a macro perspective and then dive into each one. And then we're going to dive into use cases. And those use cases are two different ones, but I think I found a way to weave them together in a way where it's sort of branching off. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be someone who is working at a company, but they're not super satisfied with what they're doing right now. And so they want to make another $30,000 a year with their salary 2 years from now. So you have 2 years to hit that milestone. But because we have a good amount of people here today, you guys can help me pick, can someone shout or put into the chat what they would like the role to be that we can use to sort of play at someone trying to level up their career? Just go ahead and shout it out, and I'll pick one, and then we can go from there. Don't be shy. Just give a suggestion: executive assistant, accountant, doctor, lawyer, etc., etc.
Digital product manager.
Okay, digital product manager. And could you expand more on what that would be? So, uh, are you managing social media for a company or?
Managing digital applications consumers would utilize in a financial sector, fintech, any of that.
Okay, managing apps consumers would use as part of a fintech. Would
So think
use.
about any kind of digital app, I guess, but it doesn't have to be related to banking, it could be for any digital application.
Okay, I like that. I think that's something that we can work with. Excellent. So that's how we're going to do our use cases, and we're going to close. So, what is the CAMA framework? A CAMA framework is a step-by-step system that helps professionals and teams design, build, deploy AI solutions with clarity and confidence. Whether you're working with ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, or Midjourney, this framework shows you how to go beyond prompts and actually integrate AI into your workflow. By combining strategy, technical know-how, and practical tools, the CAMA framework empowers you to create scalable automation, streamline decision making, and unlock real world productivity from artificial intelligence. And that was born from working with AI. And I'm sure most of you here have worked with AI and found that it's really good at what it does. Can someone in the chat or someone participate and tell me, just give me a quick example, throw in the chat of how you've used AI lately? Okay, let's see any responses. Executive assistant, email communication. Both of those are really good, and I've used it in that way too. I've used it to write essays, I've used it to be an executive assistant, I've used it to communicate things with me, to write review for a boss, etc. And that's all good, but I found that if I use AI a little too much in a way where it's not directed towards a specific goal, I would lean on it too much. An example I always go to is My wife was in an MBA course, and I was assisting her
Mm.
in just completing some of her work, doing some case studies, essays, etc. And I found that as I was having ChatGPT help me write these essays and help me read these case studies and such, it it would put out good work, but not as much as if I was able to read the material and write it out myself. And so I found that if instead of using AI to replace the effort that I would have put into it, if I had the time, but to give me more of the tools to analyze the case study, analyze the material, write the essay, and then work with ChatGPT to sort of tune it and fix it and tweak it, it would go that much farther. So I realized that using AI as a way to be a addition to what I do is much more beneficial than a replacement for what I do. And so a lot of the design build deploy is thinking, how can I direct all these wonderful AI tools towards specific things that I need to do that still keep me part of the solution. And that also came from realizing that a lot of folks in the workforce might be worried about being replaced by AI because it's really good at doing a lot of things that people do. And especially for folks who are entry level, it's good at those entry level tasks that a lot of people get and do when they're first starting out. And so a way around that that I see is don't use AI to replace what you do, but add everything that you do with your role and see how AI can make you better. It can give you more access to information. It can look and review your work and say, well, here's how you can do this better. And so that's where the framework came from. With that said, going to the next thing. Here are a list of tools I want to share with you guys. And there's an AI tool for everything. There's AI chatbots, AI image generation, AI writing generation, presentation, spreadsheets, scheduling, knowledge management, coding assistance. How many of you have used a tool that's listed here? Go ahead and shout it out if you use the tool that you see listed here. Okay, two. Yes. Okay, I'm seeing some responses there. And so, yeah, there's probably a good dozen, two, three dozen tools here, and all of them are good at what they do. So then you think, well, how can I take all of these and actually get the most out of them? And normally you just plug and play and kind of use a tool and see what works and doesn't work. And that's a good way of doing it. But what I advocate for is more thinking, what do you need first, and then seeing how you can fit the tool into that. And so this is a framework illustrated. Project initiation, and that's project, goal, etc. Just thinking, what do I need to do? In our example, as a digital project manager, product manager, I'm in my role. I've been here a few years. I have experience, but I feel as though I'm being underutilized and that I can do more. And so I'm going to try to do two things at once. I'm going to use AI tools to get more out of my role and get more as a professional, but I'm also going to use AI tools that maybe go and apply to something else out there that might be able to utilize my skills better. That way, I'm able to really tap into my potential and get the most out of my contributions to the workforce. Because if I'm not somewhere that's allowing me to grow and spread my wings, then I'm not going to be able to keep pace with everyone else in the workforce who are able to work on exciting projects, etc. So that's the goal. That's what I'm going to do. So with that said, there's a design phase. I have a stated goal. I want to make $30,000 more in my role as a digital product manager. What How can I use AI tools for that? And then how can I, and this is a build phase, communicate those goals to an AI tool to be able to get actionable steps out of that to be able to realize my goal. That's what we're going to do live. Design, build, deploy. The design the process is refining AI requests for better outcomes. That's clarifying needs. Are you in the job part? Are you flexible for moving cities? Do you want to stay where you are? Do you want to prioritize staying at your company, or are you more open to leaving your company? Do you want something where it's remote? Do you want something where you're traveling? Having the more clear understanding you have of what your needs and priorities are, the more you're able to communicate that to these AI tools, the more they're able to give you better outputs. That way you can write better prompts that effectively frame your request, and it's better able to give you the result that you're looking for. I'm gonna stop here for a second. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, I do. So these steps, are these manual steps that you're taking or it's steps that AI is taking? So for example, like the clarifying. So what I normally do is I have like a broader approach with some specifics, but then what happens is AI, ChatGPT asks me, can you specify, do you have limits on career? Do you have limits on relocation? Those kind of things where it gets you to the same, is it more efficient for you to do it or for AI to kind of guide you to what the system, the tool needs to provide a successful response to your request. Does that make sense?
It's a combination of both, but and I'll give you an analogy if you're going to go somewhere and order something from a restaurant. Is it better for you to have an idea of what your palate is, or for the waiter to kind of guess at it? And so the more you're able to come to the table knowing, well, I know I want this, I know I want that, I know I want this, I want that, you're able to prompt AI in chat to be able to ask more pointed, specific questions quicker because you're coming from more of a place of clarity and direction. It can still get you there, but I find that you're more effective and able you're more able to prompt it well when you have some of that foundation done by having your needs clarified. But there are prompts that you can use that have it pull it out of you too, and those are prompts that I'll share too. But I find that working on that clarification on initially allows you to use the tool more effectively. So then past the design phase, there's the building phase. They're mastering AI communication. And that's bundling and chaining responses to create sophisticated. Oh, sorry, let me start at the bottom. Learning the basis of how LLMs tokenize, predict, and generate text. All AI tools are built on tokens, which are taking words, languages, paragraphs, books, phrases, etc., breaking those down into tokens, which is a numerical representation of text and visuals, and then using sophisticated algorithms to predict what would be associated with each other. So it's really working off of probability. So the more context that you can give to a request, the greater probability it can and have in giving you the output that you want. I'll give you an example. Say if you're playing a Powerball, it'd be much easier to play it and your odds would be a lot better if you were spotted two or three or four numbers out of five, right? It's like that for using AI tools. It'll be less random the more context you're able to give it and the more information you're able to supply. So understanding that the basics of that, you're able to prompt engineer or craft your AI responses to be more in depth, and then you're able to bundle those responses to create sophisticated tools, processes, chains, etc. And that's deploy. Deploy is automating workflows, building expert systems, and enhancing the content creation, output, productivity, what have you. That's what the Camo framework is about. And so, with that, we're going to do our example live. We're going to be or act in the role of a product manager and try to either get promoted or find a new job. So, sharing my screen again. We're going to use Grok for this example. And so I'm going to prompt it. Hello, I am a product manager with 5 years of experience working at mid-size company in a large city in the USA. I want to earn a year in salary 2 years from now. Do what it takes to do so. So that's the background, right? I'm a digital product manager with 5 years experience working in a mid-sized company in a large city in the USA. I want to earn an extra 30K per year in salary by 2 years from now. I'm willing to do what it takes to do so. So that's the background. Actually, let me add a little more context. You are a seasoned career coach who has a lot of experience in the digital product space and are able to help me on this journey. I have two paths: school, either promotion, getting new job. I want to get the skills. Mm, Okay. Okay, so for all that are able to see this, what do you think of the prompt? Do you think this is good? Good context?
I think it looks good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put this in. And now you see
But
it's
so this question is I knew from your previous slide you showed kind of best use cases for each tool. In
yeah.
your since you're using Grok for this, do you feel that that's the best tool for this particular exercise?
I I feel I've used Claude, Grok, ChatGPT, and Gemini for this personally, and I would say they're all very, very similar. ChatGPT is my favorite, but Grok is about the same. The only reason I'm using Grok here is because this has no history, no context. This is just going completely blind, not biasing off of content I've put into it. Because one thing to take note is each large language model or chat bot that you use is gathering data on you at all times as you interact with it. So you want to take a look at what memories it has of what you're saying to understand the context with which it's answering your questions. I wanted to have the most ambiguous context possible, so I'm using this uh, empty grok. Does that make sense?
It does. Thank
Welcome. All right, so yeah, this is the response. Hello, as a seasoned career coach with over 15 years in the digital product space, I've helped dozens of project managers like you navigate salary growth through promotions and job switches. With your 5 years of experience at a mid-sized company in a large US city, aiming for an extra 30K annually in 2 years is ambitious but achievable, especially in a market where digital project managers with 5 to 7 years experience earn an average salary of 133 to 140, often scaling to 150 for senior roles. Switching jobs can yield 20% increase. Skills to develop. So these are the skills that it wants me to develop. Strategic thinking and road mapping, data analysis and metrics, user empathy and research, technical knowledge, communication, stakeholder management. And now it's giving me a path. Promotion within your current company. Year one, build momentum. Year two, accelerate, advocate. Switching to a new job. Job hopping is the fastest way for a 30K bump. So it's giving me those two options. And it's kind of getting ahead of me now. You see the output with all this context, right? Now I want to show you the output without all the context. I'm gonna copy and I'm gonna paste this here, leave it here. Go back to Grok, delete this. All right, Grok. I am a manager who wants to earn. Yeah, how can I do that? And you see how it's taking longer to come up with a solution to my question because my question here is kind of vague. And look at the difference in the output as well. It's not really talking about where I can go with it. It's more talking about freelancing, creating online products, blogging, affiliate marketing. It's very vague because it's not really grounded in the context of what I actually do now or what I want to do. And so it's kind of spraying all over the place. And I could take time to say, well, no, actually, I want to get promoted or et cetera. But you see how you're not able to go directly where you want to go because you didn't take the time to build that out. Does that make sense so far, everyone? Not really, as aren't very lively bunch. I really want to have this be more of a give and take so I can give you more. So, what do we think so far? You understand the need for adding context?
I think so. I think that the tools you've shared so far, I think, are pretty straightforward. I think most people have kind of used the tools and have kind of refined their search criteria, either directly or basis questions from the AI tool.
Right. Okay, cool. So then from here, I'm going to ask it to recommend tools to me based on the 2-year plan that it creates. Oh, how am I doing for time, by the way?
You're doing fine. You have about 27 minutes total, which
Mhm.
includes Q&A and presentation. So yeah, so I think you're good. And what we'll do is, if we don't have a lot of questions, we can maybe ask for some different use cases or some different tools, or maybe some general AI kind of questions, because I have a few of those I might throw at you.
Excellent. Okay, so it's giving me promotion. It's giving me switching jobs for a salary bump. So this is good. And it's giving me a 2-year action plan based on that. Update LinkedIn, network promotion. It's giving me all these things to do, but this is kind of a lot, so I need to break it down. So can you break this down into bulleted lists that I can easily follow? Additionally, can you and recommend some AI tools that will help me build the skills I need to be more impactful on projects and achieve my goals? Please bundle tools to each phase. You think that start using it. So now I'm asking it to break down what I'm trying to do into a bulleted list that I can easily follow. And I'm asking it to recommend AI tools that'll help me build the skills that I need to be more impactful on projects and achieve my goals. That way I can tie directly what I'm trying to do into actionable steps that are then expanded upon by the tools that I'm using. This is reiterating my goal 30K in salary increase in 2 years via promotion or job switch. Break down my career plan, key skills, strategic product and thinking, align products with business, build multi-year roadmaps, product schools, product strategy, data-driven decision making, have more metrics, use path fun, internal promotion. So it's reiterating everything. That's one thing that Grok really likes to do. It's really good at reiterating. So here are tools that's now recommending and how it work. ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini used for skill audits, prompt, assess my project manager gaps based on this resume, and quick explanations. Teach me product strategy basics. Notebook LLM, organize notes. So that's the first 3 months tools that I can use and incorporate. Chat PRD, AI Copilot for drafting product docs, roadmaps, directly boost strategic road mapping, user-centric design. Gamma app, Notion. I use Notion. This is inside. Here it is. It's very handy in being able to organize ideas very quickly. going back to this. 7 months. Mixed panel. Analyze user data metrics, strengthens data-driven decisions, chisel. So it's giving me more and more tools to use in that time. These tools should make you 20 to 50% more productive on projects right away. Experiment with prompts to maximize them. Okay, so off of 2 prompts, I now have a 2 year out AI supported plan on how I can build my skills to become more indispensable in my current role and also ready to apply to another role. So those are 2 use cases in one where you're using AI to enhance what you're doing day to day and also using AI to enhance your opportunities to get picked up by another company. That said, taking a break there, does anyone have any questions?
Just a question. I have a question for you, Kareem. Do you have additional use cases you want to share, or are you open to maybe taking some from attendees to
I'm
walk
open
through?
to some attendees to walk through. I
Okay,
want to test this out, make sure the framework makes sense.
got it. So here's one. So I am a black female working for the government.
Yep.
I am concerned that I'll be laid off within the next 30 to 90 days due to the current government constraints or focus on reducing the workforce. I work in document processing. I would like to explore 2 things. One, what can I do to prepare for a potential loss of job? And two, I have experience in writing in my current role with the government, and I'd like to know what the opportunities are to do some open a online freelance writing business as a either a secondary option while I'm still working or an option to generate revenue if I lose my job.
Okay, again, the last part. Black female working at government, I in danger of being laid off, right? In danger of
That's
being
correct. Again, 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs recently. So it's kind of a real world scenario.
in doc processing. Okay, doc processing. What can I do to prepare for a potential layoff? Okay, yeah, let's see the use case. Okay, I'm going to delete this here because I don't want it to muddle what we're about to put in here. I am a black female. Am I living in a big city or small city? Am
Medium
I
sized city.
living in medium-sized city? And this is the federal government or state government?
Let's go federal government for the.
And in the government. I'm a black female living in the medium and working in the federal government. My role, no, I am in danger being laid off due to current political event and the goal uh, downsize the federal workforce. Okay, my role is primarily in document processing. What can I do to protect myself? What can I do to protect myself from the effects of a layoff? What work can I get mm, now to supplement should the layoff happen? What transferable skills do I have to be able to transition to a new industry? Okay, how do we like that prompt? All good? Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, so now it's giving me information on how to protect myself as a federal employee facing potential downsides and the current outline. Yeah, federal laws follow strict rules for also personnel management factors like tenure, veterans preferences, performance ratings. So it's giving me context on how it would be affected based on my role in the federal government. That's why specifying whether I worked in federal or state was so important because there's different levels or layers of protection that I get as a federal employee. So in the meantime, it's telling me what I should do in my personal life, build an emergency fund, document everything, update my resume and network, plan for benefits depending on how far I am into my career. As far as supplemental work, as for ethics rule limit outside work, no conflict of interest, so check with your agency ethics office. But if I'm going to get laid off anyway, I don't really care. I can do freelance data, transcription, virtual assistant, microtasking. However, all of those rely on my current skill set, and I need to think, well, I need to be able to get a job in the current market, so I might need to go beyond what I currently do. So, what are some things that I have transferable skill sets into, and then how could I expand? So, it's saying I have organization, attention to detail, data analysis, communication, time management, problem solving, blah, blah, blah. As a black female, you may also qualify for diversity hiring initiatives in private companies. It's all good. So it gives me something to look at. Transition to roles like executive assistant. So with this in mind, and because my current goal is to stay employed, whatever I got to do, what roles are the most in demand and also would be the easiest for me to transition into? Because right now, what is my goal? My goal is to be employed. Next thing, how can I do that? By working on skill building so that I have skills that are in demand. But what skills do I need? I need to direct that focus towards something that's employable. So I'm asking chat, with this in mind, what roles are the most in demand? Because I don't want to go to another ship that's sinking. I want to go to whatever the most in demand thing that there is out there that I can also do. So what roles are the most in demand and also would be easiest for me to transition into? So here's the most in-demand roles I can transfer into: administrative assistant, data entry specialist, records management specialist, customer service representative, compliance assistant. Okay, next thing though, with these roles in mind, what skills would I need to be among and people to fill these positions? What AI use to build these skills and become indispensable? Okay. Okay, with these roles in mind, what skills would I need to be among the most in-demand people to fill these roles, these positions? What AI tools can I use to build these skills and become indispensable? Gonna put that in. Okay, so it's giving me the skills, why it's in demand, relevance to role, and how it makes me indispensable. So it's giving me all this here, but next I ask what AI tools can I use to build that? Microsoft Excel and Copilot, Tableau Public, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zapier. and that's an automation tool. So it goes from me saying, I need a job, here's my current skill set, and I'm just going to apply, and I'm going to be a part of the other 300,000 people that might be looking for a job, to suddenly I'm picking up these additional skills, or at least I know where to direct myself to get these additional skills so that I'm someone who has all my experience with the federal government, and I know Excel and Copilot, and I know Tableau, and I know Salesforce, and it just goes on and on and on. Let's see some. Okay, so Eric, do you feel as though that answered your question in this use case?
I think so. It was one posed by an attendee, so
Oh,
I hopefully it did.
yeah, hopefully. Do you have any other questions? I really want to be able to apply this to any different use cases you guys might have. It's not just for job searching, it's literally for anything that you want to do. If you have a specific goal you want, my goal is to make it where you're going from abstract aspirations to a specific objective, to a solvable problem, to something that you've accomplished. And the way you do it is take big ideas, break them down, then think, well, how can I use AI to accomplish this? And then you plug AI in as a tool to accomplish it the same way you'd plug any other tool. If you build a house, okay, well, if I build a house, I'm going to need a hammer. If I'm doing plumbing, I'm going to need a wrench. And just being more intentional about how you're using your different tools in tandem with other things that you're achieving.
Thank you. In your summary, you had mentioned a executive assistant use case. Um,
Yes.
is that
Okay.
something you can walk us through quickly?
Yes, yes, I can. So, and this is something that I use all the time. I'm gonna go back to digital product manager. I am a digital. I'm sharing my screen, right? Let me
You are
share.
not.
I'm not. Let me share, uh, product manager, and need to be at my very best. I want to create a team of assistants, of virtual assistants, to help me be more organized. There needs to be three in total. One to help me time management and organizing my tasks. One who is an expert in data and the latest trends, and one. Okay, so we have help me be organized time management, help me get access to more information, one who is able to me create new ideas for projects based on input from business from the business side of my company. Could you please list these assistants and their objectives? Please expand on the description that I've given. Okay. Okay, so as a product manager, having a team of specialized virtual assistants can significantly enhance your productivity, organization, and strategic output. Below, chat's outlined three assistants for me. Chronos, don't love the name, but it's okay. Optimize time management, task prioritization. Dedicated time management prioritization expert designed to keep you on schedule. This assistant will help you navigate the fast-paced demands of product management. So helps me manage my calendars, tasks, time blocking, reminders and follows, performance tracking, and integration. It's worked seamlessly with Asana, Trello, Jira to sync tasks and deadlines. Example, if you're juggling a product launch, stakeholder feedback sessions, and team stand-ups, Cronus will prioritize your day by scheduling critical roadmap discussions in the morning when you're most focused, reserving afternoons for collaborative meetings, ensuring you have a buffer time to review your user feedback before launch. Okay, so this one is focused on my time management. And as I create chats to invoke this and really explore using this, I can incorporate it into other tools. This one is TrendSync, does market analysis, gives me more information to make better decisions. This one is innovation, helps me create new ideas. So with these three executive assistants, I'll be able to really optimize different aspects of my workflow by being more organized, by having more access to information, and having someone to bounce ideas off of and be able to make creative products. And this is a summary of how they work together. They ensure I have time to review TrendSync's market insights and act on innovative Sparks project proposals. TrendSync's data informs innovative Sparks idea process, ensuring ideas are market relevant. Innovate Sparks proposals are prioritized by Cronus to fit into your roadmap. So it's really tackling multiple levels of how I could perform better by making sure I'm organized time wise, by making sure I have access to information, and making sure I'm able to take that information in a way that's useful for my team. So from now on, let's use an example. I am talking to Paint Spark. I want to
I'm sorry,
create.
Kareem. Are you able to activate the audio, the voice control? I think that'd be cool for those who haven't used it.
Oh yeah, sure, sure, sure. Can I do that? Yeah, sure. This time. Hi, I'm talking to Innovate Spark. I'm working to create a social media campaign for our new e-commerce product for our clients. Can you please help me create a plan based on what is working in the market right now?
Oh, absolutely. Social media campaigns for e-com are exploding right now, especially with short form videos and shoppable posts leading the charge. Based on fresh trends, let's build a plan that's all about authenticity, quick engagement, and direct sales. I'll keep it step by step for a new product. Say it's a trendy gadget or apparel line to drive buzz and conversions fast. First, pick your platforms. Focus on Instagram and TikTok since they're dominating e-commerce with seamless shopping features. TikTok's viral challenges are gold for discovery, while Instagram Reels boost that polished vibe. Over 70% of users report higher ROI from videos like these. Content strategy: go heavy on short form videos, under 30 seconds, showing real people unboxing or using the product. Mix in user generated content. Encourage shares with a branded hashtag, like hashtag our product magic, and repost the best ones. That's building trust without the salesy feel. Add AR filters on Instagram for virtual try ons if it fits your item. It's huge for personalization. Timing and posting: aim for daily drops during peak hours, 7 to 9 p.m. your audience's time, to catch that scroll. Use a 50-20-20 mix: 50% fun, relatable posts, 30% value, like tips or behind the scenes, 20% direct promos. Influencer collab: team up with micro influencers, 10,000 to 50,000 followers. They convert way better with genuine audiences. Budget for 5 to 10 partnerships. Have them create authentic reviews tied to your product launch. Ads and commerce: layer in shoppable posts and
I'm gonna pause it here. But as you can see, it just is able to take and run with it where it's as if I have a virtual assistant who's a social media expert by that prompting and giving her a persona, it going on and on and on. With that said, I think I'm starting to get at time. So does anyone, I'm gonna show you my website in a second, but does anyone have any specific questions for me before we go? Do that. No questions. Well, got okay. I'll
Well,
show.
just quickly, I think the question is always how to ask better prompts, prompt generation. Any other recommendations you would offer?
Are you saying that any other recommendations beyond prompt generation?
Yeah, like I feel like the prompt generate, you just got to know how to ask the right type of question to get, a better response. Like I feel like sometimes we don't use the AI the way that it's designed, like we're still learning
Mm-mm-mm.
about AI, and again just trying to maximize your usage, your utilization with AI.
Right. And so a lot of what I like to do with that is think, what is my goal? And then how can I communicate that as if I was talking to a friend or someone who really wanted to do it for me? And that's why I really stress knowing what you want is so important. And then how do I express what I want clearly? If anyone's ever been in a relationship, sometimes your partner might want something from you, but may not be able to communicate it well. So you get to a point, well, if you just tell me what you want, I'll do it. And it's like that with AI tools. But then you have to think more, okay, well, what do I want specifically? Do I want it like this? Do I want it like that? It's like green eggs and ham. Do you want it on a boat? Do you want it like this? Do you want it like that? And that's why in showing you my website, it's a lot of what I teach people to do. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Hmm.
Okay, so this is the framework thing that I explained in the PowerPoint. And this is a little bit of my experience, and I try to really tackle it at three levels. For AI curious, I just like to show people what's out there, what tools exist that you can explore, because like in that chart I showed you, there's just dozens of tools, and a lot of them do some similar things, a lot of them do different things, but part of it is just understanding what's out there, because just understanding the landscape can give you inspiration. Where me, for example, I made and published YouTube videos with audio and visuals and transitions and slides and all types of things when I'm not really a super creative person. I'm not someone who does video editing and such, but by using AI tools to learn how to do those things and then to just jump and do it, I was able to communicate some of my expertise in a medium that wasn't available to me before by discovering tools that created images, it's tools that created videos, tools that did audio, tools that created music. And so I really like to give people a landscape tour to understand what's out there. I also have personalized prompts, starter kits, things that help people get started. From there, for people who have more experience, I have a diagnostic session where I ask you 10 questions to go from vague idea to actual product supported by AI tools. And I go from there to petitioners, building pipelines, etc. With that said, this is how you book a session with me and where that is. I can share a link in the description. Additionally, for everyone on the call today, I'm going to give you a free starter kit that I use in my personal life to really get the most out of AI. So here's a link to the website and where could I share a file in the chat? Is that possible?
Not sure, or you can send it to me and I can just send it out to attendees as part of the recap, whichever
Sure,
you
sure,
prefer.
sure. I
But
think
if
that's
it's a Google, I'm sure not to cut you off, but if it's like a Google Forms or something, that link will probably be fine. But I'm not sure where you're pulling it from.
it's just a document.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can share it out with the attendees after.
Okay, got it.
But yeah, that's all I have for now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, question for you:
mhm.
if I'm a person who's concerned about AI taking my job, what's your advice?
My advice is to not be someone who thinks that AI is something that you can go from giving 100% with your current output, switch to using AI to spot you 50%, and think you're going to be able to coast with less effort. That's a way to get replaced. The best way you can think to do it is AI works off of generating ideas from existing data. Each one of you is an experienced professional with a lifetime of experiences, both in your personal and professional life, that are super relevant to everything that you do. Using AI tools as a supplement for that will take you so much further by giving 100% plus what an AI tool can do. Because no one's ever been you. You're the only you there is. So think about AI as something that can make you have skills that you don't have. Like, I'm not someone who's really good at creative arts or visuals and such, but I am someone who understands cybersecurity very well. So now with AI tools, I can take what would have been a year of me studying to learn how to do social media and learn it in a week by virtue of these AI tools. And so now I'm able to communicate my cybersecurity expertise in a medium that didn't exist before. However, if I just thought of it as, well, I can just use AI to just supplement what I'm doing in my day job and put less effort into what I'm doing in cybersecurity, that's a way to be someone who is easily replaceable by AI because you're already giving 50%. Boss can think about how to give the extra 50, especially because AI tools won't replace everyone, they'll more make it so you can do more of less. So it's not a 5-person team, it's a 3-person team. So I really advocate be the person who's using AI in your space, whatever space that is, and you'll be fine. Because the future is going to be written by people who are using these tools well with what they do currently.
Thank you. The only thing I think about is about running that space is that a lot of it's driven by the organization. So if the organization has a target, cost reduction target or whatever, regardless of how I navigate, there's some things that I just can't control. Is that fair?
Yeah, and that's why in the example I have, you're trying to get promoted by working hard and on good projects, but you're also looking at what's out there and making yourself the most marketable possible. And I think we all should be doing that all the time. Don't think of yourself as just static in place. You have to be at the company that you're at and just be at the mercy of whatever decisions are being made by those who are making those decisions. Think, okay, well, how am I working today to be the best me that I can be? So then if you're at the opportunity, well, you're at the point where you're looking for a job, it's an opportunity. I'm Kareem and I've been using these tools. I've been able to do all these creative things. I could put that on my resume, and suddenly me losing a job's a blessing. I'll give you a personal example. Recently, I was in a job market and looking for a new opportunity 11 days before my son was born. He was just born in April. And I was able to get a job quickly because I've been using these tools to supplement what I do, and I'm able to be more effective and on top of what is in demand in the workplace. So, in addition to doing my job well, I'm doing it directed at what is the market looking for. I have access to all the information that I need to be the best me that I can be. And so, again, that's what I advocate for, really directing your skills and your effort toward your specific goals. And that's professional and personal. If you want to use AI to be more in shape, you can use it to create fitness plans for yourself and think, well, what's the best gym that fits with the time that I have? It's really something that can supplement the things that we might be lacking, like time management, like just knowing the right thing to do or right place to go. So, really use it to enhance what you have.
Great. Thank you, Kareem. And thanks for sharing your expertise. Thanks for spending your Saturday morning with us. And Alicia won your prize, so you'll be getting the information from her on setting up the one-on-one 90-minute session. So thanks for your expertise and for your time
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
today. So today we're doing this session is with Charlotte. She's the CEO and founder of Black Bumble. She has I could call her a serial entrepreneur. Charlotte, I hope you're okay with that because she owns lots of businesses in various different areas of tech, IT and business consulting, cloud and custom app development, mobile app development, iOS development, digital marketing, diversity and inclusion, and technical recruiting. So if you're looking to do something in the tech space, she probably has a business that'll do it for you or help you find a job doing it. So great experiences in the tech space. She's also an expert in harnessing AI for the AI hustle, boosting your productivity with presentations, and unlocking new opportunities in digital design and content. So with no further ado, I'll hand it off to Charlotte to begin her
Thanks
presentation.
everyone for being here. Hope you learned quite a bit with Kareem. So I will take it from here. My main focus today is on three areas, primarily on digital productions, digital products to generate revenue as a side hustle. Additionally, how to create a simple app using Firebase AI. They have Firebase Studio that has, it just creates the coding and spits it out. I have a sample, and then we'll all go through a sample together. I'll take a theme from the audience, and we'll try to generate a simple app. We may not complete it, obviously, but at least it'll show you how to get started. And then thirdly, I'll be using Canva's AI on how you can create, even with Canva, you can create user interface, and it can also create a mini app for you in Canva, as well as creating some digital products and any presentation or slide decks that you'd like using the Canva AI. So I will go ahead and just share a few quick slides on AI hustle, and then I'll jump in to the first aspect of it. And the first aspect that I'll probably jump into is going to be using Canva or Copilot. I use both. I don't know about everyone, but I use like a multitude of it and see what they all spit out, and then I just kind of mesh it together for my own purposes. So we will be using Copilot for this first sampling, as well as Canva. But I'll go ahead and share the slides first to just better understand, what is AI also. So I will go ahead and take the sharing option here. So I love AI hustle as a serial entrepreneur, as Eric just mentioned. So I'm going to just kind of break down what do I mean when I say AI hustle, because I mentioned that a few times and people were like, okay, what's that? So what's AI hustle? AI hustle is the ability to leverage AI to generate revenue as a side hustle or test the waters on entrepreneurship. The reason why I say test the waters is because if you're someone, of course you have your 9 to 5 and you're making good income, and you're not sure if you want to like um, jump right into entrepreneurship instantly. You may want to test some of these items out and just see how it works out for you. So I will proceed to the next slide that's going to kind of give you a summary of use cases of where you can use it to create different products or different things that you can do with it to generate a side hustle or generate income on the side, quote unquote. So the first one is, for example, you can use it to create digital content, books and graphics using Copilot, or you can also use Canva. And I'm going to jump right into Canva and Copilot shortly after I go through this illustration. I just want to make sure everyone is seeing what I'm sharing.
Yes, we can see your slides.
Okay, all right. And then next, we also have the ability to create digital products when it comes to generating side income. For example, I've had people on Etsy they do like a digital comic book or digital coloring book for children, and then the AI also helps you to match a storybook with that, and also puzzles, and that makes a whole. That's like you have 3 items that you can easily sell and market just from one thing, and it creates like different series, and you can create these different episodes. However way you want it, you can literally just manipulate it to generate what you want. And then on the third note, we have you can create a revenue generating app in Firebase Studio. For example, if you want an app that helps people to manage their time or manage their tasks, you can go into Firebase, and I'm going to do a short demo on that, and just tell Firebase what you're trying to do, and it's going to spit out like a prototype. Of course, you have to tweak it, and sometimes you may have to do a very, very little amount of custom coding to help enhance that. And then lastly, you can also create different courses for sale online using AI. You just have to find your subject matter, and select your topic. And just like Kareem said earlier, you have to kind of give it a bit more details, and give it as much refined direction so you can get the best product out of it. I think that's the biggest trick that sometimes makes it challenging or cumbersome, or makes it take a lot of time for you to get to what you really want. So the affordable tools here that I'll be using, here's a list. It's the Firebase AI Studio. We'll also be using the Copilot, Gemini. You can get the paid Gemini, you can get the regular version. It comes with my workspace, so I just use it as well. You can also use ChatGPT. I don't use chat now that much. I used to, but I realized I can equally use the free versions or the Gemini that comes with my Google Workspace. I just stay with those. But there's definitely nothing wrong. And there's a zillion out there too that people can use easily. So we are going to go first into using Copilot, and then we'll probably blend Canva to generate it. But before I do that, I pulled up Copilot off of Google just for us to kind of see the different ways that you can use it. And so I picked, for example, to create art or photography with it. And so I'm going to share that here right now. Is everyone able to see this?
Yes.
All right. So last week I was trying to generate, some pictures. And so here Copilot tells you, for example, how to make AI photos. It helps you tell the story. It doesn't just generate the picture for you. If you instruct it to say, tell a story about that picture, once you input the parameters and what picture you want, you need to kind of also tell, AI, can you please tell a story to match the picture? Your subject matter, you have to implement that and kind of give it a subject matter so that it can give you the best product possible. Give it some context, as it says, it's going to help you breathe life into whatever the image is. I'm going through this and I'm running through it real quick, just because it's good to be aware of all these different little details that you should add when you're asking it for something, because it's going to give you the optimal product as much as you want. So the details are necessary. Create a scenario. What do you want it to look like? All those type of things. And if you want framing, how do you want the lighting to look like? And so I'll kind of pause there, and I'm going to take an example from the audience. If someone wants to tell us what, if they want to generate a picture or a graphic, and then I'll throw it in and kind of see based on the details they gave, and let's see what it gives us. So if anyone wants to drop something in the chat, or maybe speak it, say it out, and we can dive right in and go for it.
As a reminder, engagement has benefits. So if you want to win the 90-minute one-on-one session with Charlotte, please actively engage. If you want,
So
I can
I will
go.
switch my sharing
So
tab here.
an image for a flyer for
Go ahead.
an image for a flyer for an AI workshop focused on Black professionals.
To generate what? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so a flyer image for a workshop focused on Black professionals in AI. So today's session, a flyer for today's session.
Okay. So this is what it gave us. However, if we want to tweak it further where it's professionals, as in multiple people, so I'm going to now tell, Copilot and say, can we have multiple people in the graphic? Is it double N, Eric? TC Ben? I can't hear you. You're muted. Sorry.
One N, two Ds.
Okay, thank you. So what I did was I tweaked the request, and so we'll see what it spits out. So it says it's highlighting Black excellence in AI, and so I'm assuming that's going to be a better representation of us, and so we'll see.
Got it. Thank you. Also, we have about 20 minutes left. It'd be great to jump into some of the revenue generation and the the app creation kind of items as well.
Okay, so I'll do the app creation next, just because I might take a few tweaking as well. So at least that I think is very beneficial to all. So we'll see what it spits out after this.
Thank you. And what I've noticed sometimes with the Copilot version, the wording isn't great. And so what I normally do is like I'll create the image and then the text I'll create in PowerPoint or another tool and then overlay the text on the image because it does a better job of doing images than it does, you know, text, in my experience.
Yes, I actually ran into that last week and I kept telling it exactly. So what I do too, like you said, sometimes I'll upload a sample of what I want and it kind of works along with that. And so this is what it gave us, as you can tell, as to point to Eric's what he mentioned. The text here, it omitted the N in CC band, but this is what it gave us. But you can give it a bit more description and get what you want. It really works well if you want to do basic stuff, but you just have to be ready to give it as much definition as you can so you can get the best out of it. So I will stop sharing this and go back into. And then I'll share on Firebase right now. Okay, is everyone able to see the Firebase?
I see Court Vision. Is that what you're sharing?
Yes. So this is something I randomly just put together. I went into Firebase Studio and I told it to share to create an app that tracks the stats for NBA teams. And so it went ahead and did its thing, and it created the codes. So if you look on the right side, you will see here the AI gave all this, all the functions and features that the app is going to have. It has you can create your own team. You can either name it, but it created these names automatically. You can have the game login. You also can have stat aggregation on it. You can have performance insight tools that AI actually helps you to enhance. You can also get historical data visualization in the app. It also is going to have player profiles in that app. So these are the key features that it's going to have in it. And typically, when Firebase generates something, it's going to ask if you want to use Gemini API. Gemini pretty much API is where it picks up, is able to access different databases to help build what you're doing. So if I enhance it and say continue, for example, down here it says it appears that your app needs a Gemini API. If I hit continue, it's going to integrate quite a few APIs that's going to speak to the dashboard for these different teams. But I'm not going to do that because I'm not really creating that. I just wanted to have you all see a visual of what I played around with. And then we're going to play around with something real quick because I know we're running out of time. And then once you're done, you're going to hit publish right here. where it says publish. So again, I'll ask someone to give us an example. I'm going to go back to
I'm sorry,
Firebase.
Charlotte. From a background perspective, can you talk about, is this tool, the cost associated with using this tool? Is it free? That kind of thing?
Okay, so I have the minimum plan. I believe it's like $20 a month or something. To be able to use some of the AI options, you would need to have the paid plan. But they do have a free model, a free version of it that you can try out. I did not start out with a free version, so I'm not sure if it's available with if the AI is available. I would imagine it is because it's something new that Firebase added sometime last year. So they're probably still trying to have a lot of software engineers try it out or people playing around try it out before they really put a hard stamp of payment on it. So, but I have a free version, so I wasn't able to explore. I mean, I have a paid version, so I wasn't able to explore if it's paid or free or if it's free. But it's not very expensive, and you can do a whole lot if you're a techie on it beyond just using it to create an app. And using $20 a month to create an app, I think is a win. Anyway, so yeah. So I am going to go back to the studio. Okay. And so let's say you have a Firebase account, hello Eric or hello Kareem or Nene. It's gonna, welcome you in. And so can someone tell me something they would like us to maybe create? It's got to be something simple, but something you can generate revenue from. Any ideas?
So, so Charlotte, there's a suggestion in the chat around something around mental health and wellness.
All right, cool. Let me check that out.
Or learning English. There are a couple suggestions in there.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just
So
sorry.
can we
Is
take
this? I apologize, not to distract. This from a terminology perspective, I want to make sure the team understands kind of like some terminology and phraseology in the industry. So is this considered vibe coding?
is it considered? I'm sorry.
Is this considered vibe coding? So no coding
Yes.
experience
Yes, it's a
required.
no
The
code.
system.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
using AI is pretty much you hear people say no code, a no code app. Pretty much it's people that, like 4 years ago, I was like, why didn't buy no code app? But these are people that had already invested in AI and they were just using AI to, people were paying monthly to be on those platforms and they just use AI to build your app. So these are no, it actually does have code. Let me back up a little bit, but you are not creating the code. The AI is creating the code for you. So when you create this and you go in, you're going to see a section that's going to have all your source codes will be listed in there. And I'll move along real quick because I also wanted to do a quick 5 minute stint on Canva where you'll see how it's generating the code live for you on Canva. So, all right. So should we do the? Yeah, I want the audience to tell me which one they want: the mental health or the English.
Let's go with the first one. So the mental health came out first. Would that
Okay.
be for you? Would that be an app that help you find a mental health professional, or would be a tool to help you diagnose any symptoms? What would be the goal of the app?
Well, way to go. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. As a mental health practitioner, so the app would help you diagnose and assess symptoms and identify treatment options.
Do you want to drop the exact of what you want, and I'll just copy and paste straight in, please? Did you drop the exacts? If you don't mind, Kate, sharing like what do you want the app to do for mental health and wellness,
I think
so it
it's
can
just
be
gonna be,
tailored to.
is it just easier for me to talk versus typing?
I was just going to copy and paste and drop it in, but I can type it in. That's why I was
Yeah, I'm not
asking.
sure what information you need. So you had asked for ways to generate income. So as a mental health practitioner, and this is just
Mhm.
an example. So for mental health and wellness, what aspects can you do to create an app? So either or diagnosing or having people have as a resource for wellness, if that makes sense. I don't know what information I can give you.
Yeah. So, what's the purpose? Like, if you were to create that business, what would be the service you'll be offering to the consumers? Is it for them to come for diagnosis, or is it for them to get providers from your platform and book appointments? Or
Yeah. So to get providers and then just to not necessarily diagnose because that's another aspect of that, but then let's just go for wellness. So different wellness practices versus
okay,
diagnosing. Yeah.
thank you so much for clarifying. Can you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it says design a clean and intuitive layout that's easy to navigate. It's humanist and it's sharing the type of font, it's giving you everything it's going to do. So should we go ahead and prototype it and see what it does?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to highlight it gives you some key features here. There are four of them. It's going to give automated reminders. It's going to offer client management. It's going to offer availability management as well as reporting. So let's go. You see how it's generating the code. So it's really not no code, but it's going from a database and library of codes and calling it in. So that's what it's doing right now.
While this is running, Charlotte, is have you tried the ChatGPT agent
I had.
model that does similar? Is this approach better than that versus ChatGPT?
I just like this better a little bit compared to chat, just because this is coming from Google Cloud, and so it's to me it's more tailored towards development and stuff. That's been my experience, anyways. So Google Cloud owns Firebase Studios, so they pull because I use Google Cloud, so they pull from there. Maybe that's why I use it more so versus ChatGPT doesn't have a cloud system that I use for development. So
How long does it normally take to complete a?
this is a pretty detailed one. The other one took like less than 5 minutes and it's batted out. So it all depends on what you're, asking it to do.
Do you want to take some
But
audience questions while this
I
is
would
running?
assume um, it should be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please. So, we'll turn to Q and A's. Time's kind of running short. If anyone has any questions, as we wait for it to complete running the codes, please.
So Did anybody have any questions while we're waiting? If not, I can keep the conversation going. I've seen a decent amount of like YouTube videos and other kind of forum discussions regarding leveraging AI to generate apps and generate revenue. Uh, with it seems like everyone's kind of working in that space. Is it still lucrative, or how? Oh, this is the output.
Yes. So this is the app. You can literally publish it. I can publish it if I want to. Or we can connect Kate later and see how you can, test this out without spending a whole lot. So it has a dashboard. It's got upcoming sessions. It has a list of, some dummy clients already in there. It's got um, it's got stuff. It's got a calendar. It's going to have a booking link. So everything that we asked it to do, it does have. If we proceed, it's going to take longer, but as you can see, it has a booking link already for you that people can click and they can book an appointment with you. Um, it's got a calendar. When they go on there, they can see what your availability is. And it's got your clients database here. It can tell you all the different clients that you have, and you can add clients here manually. Um, and then you have your dashboard, and it also automatically calculates how much you're making, which I think is key. Because if I'm investing time in this app, I want to see is it making sense? Can I break my hours down to part time on my 9 to 5, or is it just not really doing anything for me financially? Any questions from Kate or the audience on?
Kate, was this
So
kind of
I
what
will
you're
go back to
thinking?
answer Eric's question real quick. I believe it's still you can still leverage it to generate revenue because what matters is what are you using it for. If you're using it to um, do digital products, for example, I've seen people use it for like fashion design and things like that. I'm like, it's hard for you to compete in the fashion industry. So if you're making t-shirts and telling it, okay, design, come up with some slogans and, I want to see what the t-shirt looks like, to me, I would not do that because I'm like, there's a zillion people making t-shirts. So why? So it's a matter of what industry are you really trying to use this to make money in? You've got to, we have to apply some common sense into it and and the AI too can do market research for you. You can use chat or Copilot to do your or Gemini. I'm using it right now to do some market research on one of my businesses, and it gives you a lot of details. It pulls data from a lot of very reliable sources, and it gives you a table. It does everything for you. That way, you can make a very, very educated decision as to is this business making sense. So just to randomly use it for a side hustle that you think that's already swamped, no, I would not recommend it because there's a ton of people doing that, like I said. But for something like this for Kate, of course, she can enhance it beyond what we have here generally. It would make sense for her to use something like this. So that'll be my answer. I don't know if I answered your question, Eric.
You did. Thank you. Have you seen from your client base or others in your network? Have you seen anyone kind of use that AI to create a tool or a platform or a business, and then that business generate enough revenue for them to stop their day job, or is it mostly for
I've seen
like a side hustle?
Yeah, I've seen them use it for side hustle, or kind of break down the hours to part time, because a lot of them started using the ones I know. They started last year, so they have a roadmap and timeline of when they what the expected revenue they want to see once they hit that before they pull the plugs on anything. But it is making money. A lot of them are. In the nursing fields that have gone into mental health. My sister, for example, she's building something out because she did her she's an NP nurse practitioner. Then she went to get specialty in mental health, and so now she's trying to build something like this out that her clients can be using. So it's all a matter of what industry you're in and how you're using it. And yes, you can definitely leverage it as a real income that you can survive on over time.
Got it. As someone who has started like multiple businesses, what are your and because we get a lot of discussions around how do I use AI to start a business or a side hustle or to as a backup if I have something happens with my primary job. As someone who man, you've probably up to 5 or 6 or 10 businesses right now. So is there some advice that you would provide to our community around if you're considering starting a business? What are some tips, some suggestions, some background, some self-assessment activities you should do before you decide to jump into starting a business? Or is your perspective just start and just navigate your way through with since there's a lower barrier of entry with AI?
I would say do your market research. And I would definitely say, don't just quit. Don't, I would never recommend anyone to do that. There's so much information out there that you can use to kind of create a timeline and assess where you're at. And, like I said, definitely leverage AI. Everyone is doing that, right now. I, shared the graphic design part because I actually used to have a graphic designer in my team. And, I was like, I really, I don't do that much graphic. And so I had to break him down to part time just because some of the simple things I can just tell Gemini and it spits it out and it's quick. I don't have to wait on a turnaround time. So basically, just do your research and don't and once you do your research, don't spend too much time. Sometimes we fear keeps us back and we spend so much time assessing this, evaluating this, checking that data. But just do the basic and just see what's the projections for this industry in 4 to 5 years. What's the long-term goal? Once you have those basics down, just jump into it and go for it. Especially that you're not quitting immediately. So what do you really have to lose? AI is doing all the work. It's calculating everything for you. You don't need to form a team instantly. You can leverage so much out there that you don't need to hire people here or there. The AI does your virtual assistants. AI will create a video for you in Google Workspace. When I create a deck, it asks me, do I want a video generated from that deck instantly? It doesn't even take 10 minutes. So there really are no reasons why you should not at least give it a shot, try it out.
Thank you, Charlotte. We have about 3 minutes left. Did you want to take a couple minutes to talk about your business, what you offer, and any closing comments?
Sure. So Black Bundle Solutions, we initially started out primarily offering tech talents, and also we're seeing an uptick in virtual assistants within the startup space, particularly. And so for the AI hustle courses, these are kind of new courses that we're pushing out. And so if anyone wants to reach out and sign up, I will drop my email in there. But also I sent a graphic to Eric. Maybe I'm sure he'll email it out to people to kind of see what the different courses are that we offer. Additionally, I just wrap up to say AI is here to help us to scale up our skills. It's not here to take our jobs. As Kareem said earlier, you need to find ways to use to enhance what you're doing and make you work smarter, more efficiently. And as I always tell my kids, work smarter and not work harder. So those will be my closing comments. I look forward to seeing some of you take one-on-one courses and build something out. And it's the cost is very low, so there is no reason why you should not try it out. So thank you so much.
Great, thanks for sharing your expertise with us and showing me how to create an application. So that's cool to see the impact of AI and how we can use it to generate revenue and kind of improve our day-to-day activities. We have 2 minutes, so does anybody have a burning question or an insight, a personal insight or a use case where they've used AI personally or professionally that you'd like to share with the group before we wrap up? Okay, so I want to thank everyone for joining us. We have our next session next week on 9/11. Be well and find joy. So hope to see you there. Also, congratulations to Alicia and Kate, and then Kate again. So Alicia and Kate won the one-on-one sessions. Alicia with Kareem, and Kate with Charlotte. And then Kate also won the game break. So you have quite the haul today, Kate. So thanks for joining and thanks for your engagement. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a good remainder of the day. Hopefully you found this content beneficial, and we welcome the opportunity to provide additional content and other topics for you in the future. So have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you at future events. Thank you.